am so sick of these medical studies that support men in their foolishness. You know, the male loneliness epidemic, so now we should feel bad because they're lonely and we should accept them as they are. The one where it says men are falling behind, so we should pause our journey to reach our goals and to be the best we can be to make them feel better and give them a head start. And the latest study was, that saying, if he wanted to, he would. Apparently, there's a study that says that's not accurate. Sometimes it's not if he wanted to, he would. Sometimes he just can't. Well, then I don't want him. These are supposed to be our leaders? These are supposed to be our leaders. And they can't initiate walking up to you. They can't make actual plans. These are supposed to be our leaders. So now if you're a woman in a relationship and you ask your man to get you flowers and he doesn't, it's because he can't. If you're married to a man and you ask him to pitch in around the house more and to help you with the kids more and to clean up after himself, don't take it personal because he can't. If you are dating a guy and he can never take initiative or make any kind of real plans for you, you need to do it for him because he just can't. Mine eyes have seen the glory. I know for a fact that even if a particular man turns out to be a jerk, there are men who will take the initiative to walk up to you, to set a date and a time for that date, and buy you flowers and, carry their weight in a household and do all the things. I don't care what study you try to force down our throats. I will never advise women to take the lead in a relationship with a man. I will never tell a woman that she needs to run her household alone because her man just simply can't. I think any study is suspicious if it's a study in defense of the idiotic behaviors of men. Let's say you do meet this guy that you find attractive. You walk up to him. He's hesitant to make plans, so you make the plans. You tell him you like flowers, and he never gets you flowers. So one day, you ask him to marry you, and then y'all get married, and then y'all move in together, and you're doing all the household chores and working hard to pay all the bills, and he's just sitting on the couch playing video games, and then y'all have children, and you not only give birth to this child and risk your life, but you're making all the doctor's appointments and getting the kids ready for school and taking them to school and orchestrating all the after-school activities and helping the kids with their homework, and he's just sitting there like a bump on a log, not doing anything. And then when it's your birthday or your anniversary and he doesn't get you anything, you're supposed to understand because he just can't do anything. We should feel bad for them. And you're supposed to spend the rest of your life filling in the gaps, picking up where he lacks, and just dragging him along for the ride. What kind of life is that to live? That would always eat away at me. Like, if I wouldn't have walked up to him, would he have even gone out with me? If I wouldn't have begged him to marry me, would he have actually married me? If I didn't do all this stuff, would he even do? That would eat away at me. And from personal experience, I have in the past, in my pick-me era, I have dated the man who just didn't. And I had to initiate. And the relationship never went anywhere. And when I stopped talking to him, he stopped talking to me. And let me tell you something. If their favorite athlete came and said, "Hey man, do you want to have lunch with me? Can you plan it?" I bet you they would. If their favorite dream girl movie star or influencer called them up and said, "Hey, I'd like to spend time with you. I bet you anything they would figure out how to orchestrate and plan that. If his boys said, "Hey man, let's get together and go on a fishing trip or hunting trip or a boys trip," I bet you he'd be at that airport on time. He'd be at that park on time. He'd have all his gear, everything packed. He wouldn't even have to think about it that hard. So maybe it is that he simply can't. But I'm going to say this. If he was really interested in you, if he really cared about you, he would figure it out, and he would. He would have no problem initiating things with you, putting things together, doing what he's supposed to do. There would be no issue if he really cared about you. Because we have a whole man on the internet who put dog food in his wife's lunchbox and filled it with half-eaten bags of chips and cookies. So do I feel bad for him because he simply can't? Because I promise you, if his favorite athlete, whoever, said pack a lunch for me, I promise you that would be a gourmet lunch. He would be in the kitchen with the apron on, chopping and dicing and mixing and stirring and boiling and simmering to make the perfect lunch. Don't fall for these studies that want you to make excuses for men, that want you to feel bad for men. Feeling bad for them will get you screwed over every single time.